Hello, my name's Joe and I work at Robin Hood Water Sports, and this video today is just going to sort of walk through the two crossover kayaks that we believe are the class leaders that we have in store today. So the Dagger Katana and the Pyranha Fusion. Crossover kayaks are designed to basically take on anything that's thrown at them, absolute versatility basically. So whether you want to go on touring trips on locks and lakes and canals and stuff like that, to taking on some white water or going out to sea, yeah, whatever you fancy that day, they can take on. These boats are very similar in design, but there are some slight subtle differences that definitely might help you decide which one you might want to go for. Really basically put, and we're going to look at this in a bit more detail, the Katana probably is edged slightly towards more white water, so if that's something you want to do, potentially it's a better option, where the Fusion is some of the features sort of show that it's yeah, slightly angled towards the more touring side and longer trips and stuff. But we will look at that in more detail. So when we look at the sizing for these two different boats, the Katana comes in two different sizes, the 9.7 and then the 10.4. This refers to how long the boat is, and the Fusion comes in three different sizes, so the small, medium and large. Both boats in terms of weight start, the bottom limit is around 45 kilos, and both of them actually do go up to around 130. One thing that's quite nice with the Fusion is that obviously with the three different sizes as opposed to the two, you can get that perfect fit, whereas the Katana, there's a bit more sort of crossover in terms of weights and stuff. So that's one thing to bear in mind as well. So as I briefly mentioned, the differences in these boats are subtle, but the main differences probably is the design of the hull. If we look at the Katana, the edges are a lot softer, which is sort of this bit here that I'm trying to zoom in on. So softer edges, more rocker, bow and stern rocker, which basically means, as you can see, sort of more curve in the boat. This is definitely tailored towards white water. It's from a white water design. It's what you'd see on a lot of boats. And what that does basically is the rocker allows you to skip over features on the river. And the softer edges just makes transitioning from your edges really nice and easy. So maneuverability on the river is really nice. As we now look at the Fusion, it's a harder edge. You can sort of see that straight away as we sort of look down here. What that gives is excellent sort of initial stability and initial edge control, and also just great forward speed and tracking. And these sort of grooves here, they really help with forward tracking. So definitely more tailored to longer flat water paddles where you don't want to be making correction strokes all the time. Yeah, it's going to do a lot of the work for you there, which is quite nice. So for this bit, I would just like to do a general overview of both the boats side by side, so we can compare the similarities and differences between the two. So as we start at the front, you'll notice they both have a grab handle. The Fusion coming with a metal one, so potentially a bit more sturdy, and the Katana coming with a material one with sort of a plastic outer. As we move up, you'll notice that it comes with bungees as well at the front on both of them, which is really useful for putting stuff that you need sort of quick access to. I quite like putting a Kayak there, just in case the weather changes, you can get it super quick. You can sort of see this slight circle as well in the right light on the Fusion here. That's actually designed to be cut out for an optional extra hatch there, a day hatch. A really good optional extra to have. It means that you can put stuff that you need super quick access to, like phone, camera, or some emergency food as well is always a nice one to have. As you can see here on the Fusion, this is the drop-down skeg, which is going to really help with forward tracking. This is actually quite a sort of, yeah, a really nice design skeg actually. It's the one that Pyranha and P&H use on their top sea kayaks, so a really nice feature. Whilst we're on skegs, we'll just have a look at the Katanas here, which is more of a cleat system, still in a really handy position. And the thing is with the cleat, it's just really reliable. It's always going to work, and yeah, and a nice system. As we look at the Katana here, it's got these ratchets here to adjust the backrest. Really nice system, this contour outfitting. As I mentioned, the Katana is probably, it leans towards the white water side of paddling. And you can see this here with the central pillar. That gives really nice structure to this part of the boat and really good strength for white water. If we look at the Fusion, you'll notice that there isn't a central pillar. But the really nice thing about that is if you're nervous about enclosed cockpits, nervous about white water stuff, not having that central pillar just gives you so much room, and it does make you feel like you can move your legs around and you're not so enclosed in the boat. So both have the benefits of having it and not having it, I guess. So as we move towards the rear, obviously the hatch at the back here, nice and spacious for overnighters and stuff like that, or if you just want to take your picnic on your day trips as well. And then likewise on the Katana as well. Potentially a bit more storage space in the back of the Katana. And then also a nice little bungee here actually behind the seat. Again, just something that you can tie stuff down to and just additional storage space. We've looked at obviously the key features of both boats and the similarities and differences of these crossover kayaks, but I think the key point is that both of them are more than capable on such a wide range of waterways. And if you're looking for a boat that's versatile and capable of taking on different stuff, then these are probably the two boats to consider. I think, like I've mentioned throughout this, it does depend on what you want to do the most of. If you see yourself doing 80% white water, potentially the Katana is a better option, and vice versa. If you think I'm not so fussed about the white water, I just want to get into the touring side, then the Fusion is a great option. Because if you do change your mind, it's going to be absolutely fine on that as well. So yeah, I think the best option if you are local is always to come in and sit in both, because that can always help, can't it? You might just find one's more comfortable, and that's going to sway your decision if it is more of a 50-50 split on what you're going to be using it for. But yeah, if you do have any questions about either boats, do get in touch and we'll be happy to help and run through all this with you. So thanks for listening.